Look at you. Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Don't tell anybody. I just talked to you in your office. Anyway, hey, appreciate you taking some time today to share with folks just about your journey here at Boeve Properties and what your role is and what you do. So take a little time, take a little minute and introduce yourself. Tell everybody what you do and who you are and how long you've been with us.
Yeah, my name's Lauren Byrne. I am director of Concierge. I've been here just about a year now, and Concierge team is basically taking our leads that we currently have that come in, and three main things that we do with them. The most important is going to be speed to lead, which is getting a hold of those people as soon as possible, reaching out to them and starting a relationship. Next thing would be nurturing that relationship. Kind of being there for information, giving them anything that they need information wise, helping them along the way with the journey. And then I would say the next step is going to be to be able to hand that off, to generate those appointments, to give those to our specialists so they can take over and do their job from there.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your journey. I mean, you were a real estate agent prior to joining us here, correct?
Mm-hmm. I just did it for about 6 months.
Okay.
I had kind of a hard time getting started. I didn't know really where to start, what to do. I think there's quite a bit of information that you need, and you don't know what you don't know, so you don't have access to that information. How to really get started along the way. So to be honest, I didn't do too much.
Yeah, which is pretty common, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. New agents getting in the business, there doesn't seem to be a really strong training mentorship program, plan, so to say, laid out for success, right, to help them grow. And do very well and have success. The statistics show it, right? Like 50% of new agents in their first year don't make it, right? They're out.
Right.
Almost 90% of them 2 to 5 years in don't make it, are out of the business. So yeah, you experienced the normal of what everyone experiences. When you came on board here, we actually were gonna have you be a buyer specialist, and we began that journey a little bit, and then obviously, as we were growing, we're like, hey, you know what we really need? We need a concierge department, or some people call it an inside sales agent, right? That's kind of what the terminology is. And you just went through and explained, hey, kind of the bullet points of the concierge, right? Like the concierge department, right? You and Alicia that work full time with us, your sole role is to engage with internet leads, right? Or referrals or emails, or, we do the home valuation requests, sphere calls. I mean, you guys are kind of that front line of engaging with anybody and everybody that reaches out to us Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday 11 to 5, right? If you call or you email, right, you're gonna get you too. That's crucially important. How does that, how does that benefit a growing agent, right? Like if you think about a real estate agent, what's the benefit to the agent, would you say, or benefits? And then what is the benefit to the consumer, would you say?
It's huge. People starting out as agents, to have somebody there for them all the time to, get that initial step out of the way, already build that relationship, answer a lot of questions, go through the process of maybe a pre-qualification, all that. It's huge. It makes that so they can just focus on one thing and do what they do. They can help, those customers then purchase a home or list and sell their home versus, worrying about all the other stuff that we could get out of the way prior to that. Knowing that a relationship has already been built before you talk to those people, I think that's huge. Yeah. For the consumer, if you have somebody along the way to guide you and they are, a professional in every specific area along the way, and everybody works together as a team, that's huge.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Number one, if and when, which you guys do, the concierge department or someone can establish and nurture a relationship, you've built some trust, you've built some rapport, you've added value, right?
Mhm.
It makes the next step of actually, hey, now I'm ready to go buy, now I'm ready to go sell. It makes that like how we talk about it, like taking candy from a baby, right? You've done all
Right.
heavy lifting in the concierge department and establishing that relationship and that trust and that rapport, and it's just, you know, makes it much simpler to do that. So I totally agree with that. And I think I guess the benefit that I've always thought of too for the agent or the consumer, or sorry, the agent or the specialist would be you know, just managing the time, right? Like if they had to respond to those leads, if they had to nurture those leads, if they had to spend all that time, they would be much less efficient, right?
Right.
How do you wear those two hats? Oh, I'm taking out a buyer. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Buyer, someone's calling me. I got to get this call in a minute. I'll be right back with you in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? You're wearing two hats. You're doing two job descriptions, juggling them, and how do you be efficient and effective during that?
Right.
And then, yeah, the consumer obviously benefits because of, you know, like you had shared, we have a team of experts, right? Like you've become really good in mastering how to nurture that relationship, how to add value to that relationship, how to be there, right? Like, I don't know if you, in your first 6 months or even now, I know you experience it, but how often do you call to talk to an agent and you get their voicemail? And then they don't call you back for 2 days. Or you call to talk to an agent, right? And you get their voicemail and it says this: sorry, the voicemail you've reached is full and can only receive messages, right? But if you're a consumer calling Boeve Properties from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday or Sunday 11 to 5, you're going to get a live person that actually picks up the phone and talks to you, answers your questions, gives you direction, helps you to, you know, do this thing called home buying and selling really, really well. So yeah, I think it's a huge benefit to the consumer, obviously.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So agent benefits, consumers benefit from concierge. What's a day in the life of Lauren Byrne look like? What do you do every day? What does that look like schedule wise? Just can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So I mean, we have tons of different platforms that we basically check for leads when they come in, and then we try and reach out to those people as quick as possible. We are trying to make contact multiple times, you know, through be it phone calls, voicemails, texts, emails, Facebook, you know, any way we can get a hold of those people. And then, you know, once we do, just starting a relationship with them, keeping in contact with them. I think that's another thing that's hard for the agents to do because, I mean, they have so many other things going on. We can just sit here and focus in the concierge department with reaching out to those people saying, hey, interest rates dropped. Hey, you know, we have these events going on we'd like you to go to, and just being there and being present. And, you know, maybe they're not selling for 12 months or purchasing for 12 months, but they know that we're here. And they know they can reach out to us and we can guide them and they can get information that they need. Yep. So that is the main part of it. I mean, besides that, we do a lot of like circle prospecting. We call people and let them know about like open houses, listings, things that just sold, you know, just giving people information, helping them make, you know, a smart decision for them.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned something earlier about, you know, maybe they're not ready to buy for 12 months, right? Mm-hmm. That's the norm, right? I can't tell you how many agents that I've been coaching through Jared James over the years that have said to me, hey, what's the lead generation platform that gives me qualified, ready to buy buyers now? And I said, it doesn't exist, right? The platforms that are out there are all great platforms to begin a relationship with someone, but 99% of those people you're beginning a relationship with are not ready to buy now, right? They're 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months away from doing something. And it takes a person or a department to nurture that relationship along the way, right? The real estate agent, unfortunately, or fortunately, I mean, their job description and how they get paid, right, is to what? Go sell a house.
Right.
How many real estate agents are going to be excited about, yeah, but I got to spend 8 hours a day nurturing all these leads so that in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, they're going to buy a house from me? How many real estate agents are excited to do that and ever do that?
Very few.
Very few, right? Because that's not how they get paid. So that's why you have to invest in this department, and you're building a funnel filled with, you know, what I think you told me one time, we have over 400 people currently that we're in that nurture stage. Is that correct? Where we're nurturing relationships with?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just continuing to grow, obviously, throughout the time. So yeah, these are relationships, right? They've raised their hand. Hey, I have a quick question. I want to know about this, or can you help me understand this, or whatever. But they're not raising their hand saying, I want to buy a house today, or I want to sell my house today, right? I'm just beginning to ask questions, understand, and like you'd said, it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort to nurture that relationship, stay in contact with them, be there present and available when they need you so they don't get a voicemail, right? And add value to that.
Yeah, and that's the thing we hear. That's the thing we hear a lot when we call is, well, oh, I was just looking. I wasn't ready yet. You know, I don't plan on doing anything for a year. And it's like, okay, well, awesome. A lot of people start, you know, looking way before they do stuff. That's great. You should get your information. You should see what's going on out there, and then we can help you along the way. And then, yeah, people are like, oh, people are out there that do that. You know, you can help us before we want to do anything. That's huge.
Right. But you think about it, what have we as an industry, realtors, right, solo agents, what have we told the consumer? We've told the consumer forever, right? When you're ready to buy, that's when you need a real estate agent, right? I can help you buy. Who wants to buy? Who wants to sell? Who wants to buy? Who wants to sell now, right? And so the consumers are conditioned to go, well, I'm not going to get a realtor involved until I'm obviously ready. What we're saying is, no, we have a concierge department that helps you to get ready, that helps you map out a plan, put a roadmap together. How do we do this well? Help educate you and give you information and give you answers to your questions so that 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, like now when you're ready, you're a lot more ready. You're educated. You put together a plan. You're confident. You have a good people working for you. And I just think it's a game changer for
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's interesting. I know you and I've talked about those calls all the time. Well, we're not ready to buy or sell. Great. All of the clients that we're nurturing, everybody we're talking to is in the same boat that you are, right? We're here to help you, add value, be a resource for you, answer questions for you. And when you're ready, we'll be ready.
Yep. Just educate you along the way.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. So, so you're the director of Concierge. Talked about that. What does that leadership role look like, and how did you move into that? Because you weren't necessarily the director to begin with, kind of.
Right. Yep. It was just me. So, I mean, it was definitely new. We had, you know, Rick's team helping out along the way and kind of guiding us. But yeah, a lot of it was kind of try it out, see if it works, and then go from there. So it was just making the calls and finding out how many calls works and what to say works and when do people listen and when, you know, what's the right thing to say and what's a good time to call. So there was all of that. And then, yeah, I got to the point where I was too crazy busy. So we brought on Alicia, and I love it because she's doing awesome and picking everything up. And then I get to start like helping and coaching her along the way too, which is really cool. Yeah.
No, I think you're doing a great job of coaching her and leading that department. I think what people listening to this today, I hope the takeaway is, you know, you've invested a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of training classes. You know, we sent you and Shelby to Arizona for 3 days to the
Think
Commissions Inc. Yeah, the Think training. You're constantly doing training things with me. You're constantly doing training things with Joe Seeley and Rick Fuller, the director. Joe's the director of Rick Fuller's Concierge department. There's a lot that goes into how do you nurture relationships really well? What do you say? How do you say it? How do you engage with them? How do you stay engaged with them? And I just think you were doing an amazing job at spending the energy and time on it. So thank you for that. That's
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. So last question. What would you say to anyone thinking about a career in real estate or currently is in real estate and is struggling with lead generation, lead conversion, not hitting their goals, not able to take vacations, feeling like they're running around with like a chicken with their head cut off because they've got 6, 7, 8 different job descriptions they're trying to do. Anybody watching this video, what would you suggest to them about how to move forward?
I mean, I would tell them to do their homework, do some research. It definitely doesn't have to be that hard. We have a great group of people here that, I mean, everybody does their own role. There's trust, there's communication, and I think it benefits everybody in the end. I'm able to not physically be present at my kids', baseball or soccer games or vacations. I actually get to mentally be there too, because I know there's someone behind me helping me. And it doesn't affect my income that I do that. I can still have a life outside of this. And the fact that we all get to focus on one thing and be really good at one thing, I mean, that's huge. You don't have to worry about who's doing what and oh my gosh, I didn't know about this, because I mean, somebody else does and they're already doing it.
Yeah.
So you just get to focus on one thing and do your job. Yeah, I mean, it's a game changer. I don't know how people do it. So otherwise.
Well, they don't. I mean, in my opinion, they're doing it, but it is a crazy life of 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You go on vacation, but you don't attend the vacations, right? And it's a roller coaster, right? I have no business, so I'm going to market, I'm going to prospect, I'm going to nurture, and then I get some business, and the marketing goes away because I'm busy doing this, and it's a crazy world that we live in. So, yeah, I mean, we're looking to grow. Lauren had mentioned we got a great team here. We're looking to grow to 5 expansion offices in the next 5 years in West Michigan, and we would welcome the opportunity to sit down and train and teach and show you this model and how it truly does benefit the agent and the consumer, and the concierge department is such a huge piece to that benefit and what you do. So Lauren, you're awesome. What's that?
I said, I like to think so.
You guys are, and I want to just thank you again for everything you do for the department and the growth that you guys have had, and you're amazing, and I'm blessed to have you on the team. So
thank you.
So all right, we're out of here. Thanks again, Lauren.